All right, guys, we are off on another adventure. As you can see, we are not in the van. We're going to hit the river and see what we can do. Did bring, I don't know, enough food for 2 days, as long as I don't mind what I eat. Brought some fishing equipment, but what I didn't think about, I didn't bring bait, but I got my throw net. Problem is, my throw net has holes in it. So I'm going to have to get somewhere, post up for a little bit, patch the holes in my throw net, and then we'll go from there. But maybe we'll catch fish. Who knows? If we don't, that's all right. We ain't going to starve to death. All right, let me get this ship launched and get underway. All right, we are on the river, guys, and it is nice. You know, really, I think it's about, I don't know. Shoot, it's got to be 80 degrees out here almost already. Sun beating down on me. And the one thing I forgot was sunscreen. If you look at the trees over there, you can see a little color change in them. And over here, I don't know, we might have too much sun on those, but they're starting to change. But we're going to float for a little bit. As long as this canoe stays straight, I'm not touching the water with the paddle. If anything exciting pops up, you know, like rhinoceroses or anything like that, or an eagle or something, I'll turn you back on. But if you would, hit that like button, leave a comment, tell your friends, tell your pastor, tell everybody. All right, be back in just a minute. All right, folks, we have made it to a sandbar, and this is where I had planned on camping, but I haven't really looked up there in the willows and stuff, but I'm not seeing a ton of firewood. There's a little bit, but you can bet that in that mud ain't going to burn too sporty. There's a couple of pieces laying around. We might can scrap up enough for tonight, but I don't know. We may give it a shot. I have camped on this sandbar before, but not seeing anything real interesting. I mean, other than the river's right there and nobody's, talking to me, nobody looking at me, just the finer things in life. But I don't know how the fishing will be. But I don't know. I guess the sandbar drops off pretty good on this side over here. If I get off the end of it over there and find me a hole, maybe. I don't know. Let me shut this camera off. There's tons of firewood over there on that sandbar across the river. But I don't know. I don't know how I feel about paddling upriver to get over there. Because I know might be kind of taxing for me. Anyway, we're going to do something. But I'm going to shut the camera off for now. See if maybe there's some firewood up in those willows. And I'll get back with you when we decide whether we're going to camp here or not. All right, guys. We may have found home. And the reason I say that, there is plenty of wood. There's actually some shade. But across the river, there's a building over there. And I've been looking at that thing for 20 years, coming by here on the river. And I've never seen a soul there. It's all windows like a party pavilion or whatever. It's on private ground. And they do keep a nice American flag flying. I mean, you don't ever see a raggedy flag up there. So I'm assuming somebody takes pretty good care of it. And I've just never seen anybody there. But they are not going to bother me in my operation no matter what. We got a big sandbar and plenty of wood, shade. The only thing that's going to be iffy is the fishing. But you never know. The way I fish, it may not make any difference. But let me get this shut off. I'm going to continue walking down this sandbar, and I don't want you to hear me huffing and puffing like I was a while ago when I said I wasn't going to paddle across the river from that one sandbar. Well, I ended up paddling across. Well, I was paddling upstream and finally made it to the other side. But I checked that sandbar out, and I don't know, it's just sun beating down on me. I thought, nah, there's got to be a better way. So this might be the ticket. I'll let you know when we get set up. All right, guys, after doing a little recon on this sandbar, I am going to set up right here because there's shade and the sun. Well, the sun will actually set behind me over here behind those woods. That's, oh, I don't know, southwest. So that should be good enough. And there's plenty of wood right there. And that looks like a prime spot to build a fire right there. But if you see that trail coming down the hill, or down that bank over there, there's all kind of critters been out here on this sandbar. If somebody hadn't been letting their dog play out here, there's been a ton of coyotes out here. But I will tell you what I do know. Having been in the woods all my life, living around 1 million coyotes, they really don't mess with people. And if you think they do, go hunt coyotes. Because I guarantee you, well, I can get within 243 range of them. And I have had them walk up on me, you know, like in a deer stand or something where they didn't know I was there. The wind just happened to be in my favor. But they don't hang out long once they know you're there. Only thing that worries me, underneath my firewood pile there is a puddle of water. It is full of bullfrogs, though. I just saw one sticking his eyes up. Hopefully the bullfrogs are eating all the mosquito larvae, because that looks like a prime spot to breed a mosquito. But I'm going to get my canoe unloaded, get it pulled up on the bank, and set me up a camp, folks. I know y'all hadn't got to look at me. Let me turn this around. Wow, I just shot an incredible video and no one was watching because I didn't hit the button. All right, guys, I'm going to get camp set up. I'm going to show you this, though. I found this on the sandbar a while ago, and it says gargling oil, Lockport, New York. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. And if anybody knows what gargling oil is, let me know. Put it down in the comments. Anyway, cool bottle. Keeping that. Had a cork in it originally. All right, guys. I'll show you when we get camp set up. All right, guys. We got camp somewhat set up. Got my table and chair, cooler. I got that All Powers power station over there. I made a swap with Flat Broke Outdoors. I had a smaller one, and of all things, it wouldn't run my waffle maker, so I couldn't live with it. So me and him made a swap, and he didn't get the good end of the deal, but he has bigger ones than I do. I wish somebody'd get off their pocketbook and send me one to review. Got all my junk piled over there in my backpack, my 2-quart canteen and 2 Nalgene bottles full. All the stuff sacks for everything else in the bag. My sleeping bag's still in that one bag over there. I'm waiting on my sleeping pad to self-inflate, and then I'll huff and puff till I turn blue in the face and get more air in it. It's the world's worst sleeping pad. I'm not sure the brand name of it, but I got it at Goodwill, so if that gives you any idea. About the only thing it really does is hold air, just not near enough of it. Got the backpack full of non-healthy food. I think, well, some of it's healthy. I got some tuna fish, some ramen noodles, can of sardines, some crackers, you know, just stuff like that. I do have one of those 24-hour emergency rations or whatever they are, U.S. You know, I don't know, they drop them in foreign countries to people in need. They got everything in them but meat. They're all vegetarian or halal, whatever that is. Anyway, got the, what is that, a nature nest? Or what is it? Nature hike. Nature hike cloud up to, I believe it is. That was another deal from Flat Broke Outdoors. Well, if it wasn't for him, I'd be camping in a blue tarp and a grandma's quilt, I guess. No, I do have sleeping bags, and I do have tents. That one's just smaller and handy and lightweight. It's perfect for one person. And got my canoe kind of pulled up over there, not pulled up enough. And like I say, there is a building across the river. I've never seen anybody there in the 20 years I've lived here, but you never know. And as luck would have it, I did bring my little hand saw, but hopefully I'm not going to need it because I brought the DeWalt chainsaw, the little 20-volt DeWalt. But actually, I think I have a 60-volt flex battery in it right now, and I should be able to harvest some wood around here fairly easily. But right now, I'm going to sit down, get me something to drink, and think about my next move. And you people would be proud of me. I brought something besides beer. Well, something else besides beer. Got me some sun-kissed orange and some Arnold Palmer iced teas. I guess it's iced tea and lemonade. And no, it's not alcoholic. But thanks to my buddy Becky. Appreciate it, Becky, for the drinks. All right, guys, let me get you shut off. I've ran on long enough. All right, guys, I busted out the cast net. I didn't even fix the holes in it. I probably should, because I lost a few. I mean, they were in the net when I started walking back up the bank with it, or when I started walking out of the water. Then they wasn't there. But even with the holes in it, if I can get the lid off. Oh, hell, I can't get the lid off. But even with the holes in it, I got a few in there. I don't know how many. 2 of them surrendered. They're laying on the bottom. Anyway, I got 4 of them. Thought I had 5 or 6. Anyway, I got some in there. So we're going to put the rod together and give it a shot. All right, guys. I would have showed you how to throw that throw net, but I'm pretty sure one of my subscribers would try to get me signed up on disability if they saw me throw it. I'll throw about 5 tacos and then I'll get a good, throw. But anyway, we got bait and we can always get more. Let me get baited up and throw out here. Not the best place in the world to fish, but I'm not the best fisherman, so it probably don't matter. Oh, hey. While I was sitting around here idling, waiting to get a fish bite, I went over and I got my cast net and I did patch the holes in it, and it had 2 huge ones. One of them was bigger than the other, but they were both big. And I'll give you a helpful tip on that. Before you try that, put your glasses on if you need glasses, which I wear them. Most time you'll see me wearing readers. I hadn't put on my prescription glasses in probably 8 months, but I see pretty good as long as I'm not tying 6-pound test fishing line. But we got it patched up. Still got plenty of bait. I'm still using the same bait I was last time you saw me, which on here it was a while ago, but in real time it was probably 2 hours ago. That's about how long it took me to fix that net. But finished getting that air pad or that sleeping pad blown up. Get my sleeping bag in there. And then I don't know. If I don't get a bite, I might start plotting some supper, which it's going to be something simple like ramen noodles with some tuna fish dumped in it or something. But it sure is a nice day out here, and I still haven't looked at the temperature. I know it was supposed to have got up to 85 today, so I'm assuming it did. It's been pretty warm. Had to put my shirt back on just for this video. Other than that, just sitting around eating chips, and I did finally open a beer. I had one of those sun-kissed oranges and one of those iced teas, and finally it was time to open a beer. Don't look at these 2 beer cans down here. All right, guys, I'll get back with you when I get a fish, if I get a fish. If you never see me again, you know I didn't catch a fish. All right, guys. I had just put more bait on here and moved it up here where I could prop it up in the canoe, and something tried to snatch it out of the canoe. Well, needless to say, I didn't have my stringer down here. I didn't have nothing down here. Let me see if I can rinse him off without losing him. He probably wants to get away. Wash yourself. Anyway, he's covered in sand. That's all right. He's fixing to be on this stringer. I can get a hold of him. Oh. Well, there you go, folks. All right, let me see if I can get that hook out of him. Can you see me now? Where'd the hook go? Man, come on. All right. I had just put a fresh dead shad on there and then walked back over there, and about that time something tried to snatch it out of the boat. Anyway, little buddy, you're mine now. If I can get that stringer through there. Come on. That ain't gonna feel good on your choppers there, buddy. But you ain't gonna know nothing about it here in just a little bit anyway. I probably brought half enough grease to fry, I don't know, a couple of pieces of fish, because I wasn't really, counting on a whole lot. But we'll do something. Oh, come on. Apparently we'll tie that in a knot. All right, let me get him in the water, get you guys shut off, and we'll rebait and try it again. All right, guys, I just got another pretty good bite, so I probably don't have any bait left. And well, wait a minute. I don't think I'm hung up. Hang on. Here we go, folks. Oh, shit, I lost it. I think I lost it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did. Either that or I got a stick. Now I still got my bait. All right, well, that's good. So make sure he's on there good. Not really. See if I can get a better bite on it. Well, we'll get it back out there and we'll try again. I tell you what, catfishing is, a little slow between bites. So it's kind of hard to get the camera turned on and catch a fish. But we'll try. All right, let me get you shut off. I know I had that in there earlier. All right, guys, I'll get back with you. All right, guys, we're going to see about getting a little fire going here. I don't, if we decide to eat that fish tonight, I want to have some coals to cook it on. Hopefully, let me see what I got to work with in my magic bag. There we go. Homemade fire starters made out of cotton makeup rounds and Vaseline. Should do the trick. Now, let's see how special I look trying to use this ferro rod. You got to kind of tear that and rough it up where something will catch a spark on it. Like that. Not too special at all, huh? Now, if this stuff will catch up, a little big, but you know, you ain't always got time to do the proper thing. Maybe it'll burn. That stuff's dry as it can be. And I have plenty of it. I just want to get a fire going, because if I decide to cook that fish, I'm going to need some coals. What I would like to do is really just catch more fish. I mean, I don't mind eating, but here's my other problem. I didn't bring a plate. I didn't bring a cutting board. I didn't bring nothing. I did bring a skillet. And I brought some of Sandy's homemade fish breading, which is pretty good. Well, no, it's real good. She doesn't never go wrong on that. If you just needed a fish cooked, my wife can do it. All right, guys, we're going to let this get going. Put my bag of tricks back in the backpack before I lose it. And, well, I'm getting a bite now. Shit. Well, I don't know how this is going to work out. Maybe he's not off of there yet. I bet he is. No, he's still pulling. You know I want to set this camera down and run, don't you? I ain't gonna, though. Y'all wait right here while I catch this fish. I forgot I had my reel free spooling. I bet I messed that up. Couldn't set the hook. There I did, though. Come on, fish. Yeah. Hopefully I actually turned the camera on. And this is on the world's raggediest damn rod, too. Whichever rod I got's raggedy. Except for that new ultralight I got. I believe that's a little channel cat. Well, no. You know what? That looks more like the size I want to eat tonight. Instead of that big one. But let me get him off of here. Get rebaited. I'll get back with you. Alright guys, I came up here to put some wood on the fire after I cast it back out. And I finished blowing up my air mattress, threw my sleeping bag in there, and was in the middle of putting on some clean clothes because I had shad guts and everything else on my shorts. And look what showed up. I had to run down here, and I will not tell you my condition of dress, but needless to say, I wasn't presentable. Try to rinse him off a little bit. I don't know if I can. But anyway, I caught him. There you go. That's number 3. The big one's on the end. But, you know, while I'm on a roll, I do have a Ziploc bag to put them in, and I do have ice in the cooler. So unless I catch more than 20, these are going home with me. All right, guys, get back with you in a minute. All right, folks, we do have a fire going. We got 3 fish on the stringer. All of them are fairly nice. One's real nice. The other 2 are good eaters. Uh, but remember earlier when I told you that I didn't have the best fishing equipment available? I just broke my rod. Snapped it in 2. I had a fish and it got around a log or something. Anyway, I was going to horse it out of there and end up breaking my rod. Little personal injury and whatever, nothing that can't be fixed, except for I didn't bring a first aid kit. Well, at least the fire's going. I don't believe I'm going to clean those fish tonight. If they'll stay alive on that stringer, I'll probably clean them in the morning, put them in the ice chest, and take them home. I intended to stay 2 nights, but now I don't have any fishing equipment. Plus, I got fish. Well, I can deal with those. I did bring a fillet knife, even though I didn't bring a plate or a cutting board or anything. Guess I could do them on the canoe seat, but I don't know, guys. I want to sit here and watch this fire. I already missed the sunset. It's behind the trees. It's nowhere near dark, but that's the way it goes. Life in the great outdoors, something like that. All right, see you in a minute. All right, well, breaking my fishing rod kind of took the wind out of my sails. I do have 3 fish on the stringer down there, as long as the coons don't pull the stringer up and eat my fish. Got me a fire going, but supper tonight is going to be a dandy. Have some chili flavor ramen noodle soup, and I'm going to dump in some of this sweet and spicy Star Kiss tuna creations. Got me a bottle of water there, and got my little backpack stove, pot to boil it in, and a piece of a fork to stir it with. Should be a good night. You can see the moon coming up through the trees over there. I'll try to get a better shot later, maybe. Maybe I can get one. Anyway, everything is lovely out here. Got the bleeding stopped on my hand, and now I'm getting ready to eat and sit by that fire. So I will most likely see you guys in the morning. Good morning, folks. It is, I don't even know what the temperature is. Fairly decent out here, though. Man, I slept pretty good last night. Still lacking a little bit on the, you know, sleeping pad situation, but still I did all right. It wasn't bad. As you saw the deer a while ago, and before daylight, one came out on the sandbar over here and then realized I was here, I guess. I heard it snort and take off. I didn't see it. It was still too dark. I was going to get the sunrise, but it's over behind the trees. Not much to look at, really. Catfish are still alive down there on the stringer, so that's a bonus. See if I can turn you around here. The tent did pretty good last night. That was my first full night. The only other night I slept in it, I had it set up in the back of the Chevy Colorado in the Mark Twain National Forest, and I had to leave in the middle of the night when the storm hit because there was a couple of low water crossings to get out of there, and I didn't know what it was going to be like in those mountains. So I got out of there when I could. But, oh, and if you'll notice, I'm drinking straight out of the Stanley French press because apparently I didn't pack my coffee cup. I don't know where I set it. I do know I had some other stuff inside of it that I was going to bring, but I don't remember what it was. I'll probably figure that out like I have everything else. Other than a broke fishing pole and what else? Yeah, stabbing myself in the back of the hand with a broke fishing pole. Not bringing a plate. Not bringing a cutting board or anything to fillet the fish on. And I could do it on my canoe seat, but you know, really, I don't want to make that mess. They're still alive and kicking. If I go home today, you know, I'll just do them at home. That'll be a lot easier. I actually have a fish cleaning table in the backyard with a hose and everything. But if I decide to stay another day, I'm going to have to do something with them, which ain't no big deal. I did bring a fillet knife, believe it or not. So we'll make it happen. Go cut me a chunk off a log and make me a cutting board, I guess. Get my bushcraft on. All right, guys, let me cut you off and I'm going to drink this coffee and probably make another cup. Well, I don't have a cup, but you know. Anyway, that's about as good as it gets right there. There was a heavy dew on everything this morning. No big deal, though. I stayed dry in that tent and I stayed warm in that sleeping bag. All right, guys, see you in a little bit. It's a little buck. He just swam across the river. All right, people, we are back in action. Didn't think about it yesterday afternoon, but this morning I came down here and grabbed this rod. This is actually a two-piece rod, and it comes apart right here. So I pulled the broke piece out of it and was able to shove this in here to where this eye is tied on. It gets fatter, and it just fit in there. So it's about 8 inches shorter, but we're fishing. Had to go get more bait. Still got 2 fish on the stringer. One of them wasn't looking too sporty, so I went ahead and filleted him up for lunch. So maybe we'll eat it for lunch. In the meantime, I'm not getting any bites, and I'm thinking it's probably this dead. I just threw a whole dead shad on here, and I think we're gonna cut it, and maybe that might do a little better. I still have a live one in that bucket. I might ought to try it. I don't know. I say we cut that one first. We'll try it anyway. His eyeball fell out. That ain't good. Whoa. All right, we'll just try that and see what happens. I think that's about where I casted yesterday when that one wrapped me around the log. We'll see what happens. Let's go ahead and settle down. Probably need just a little heavier weight, but we'll make do with what we got. All right, I'll get back with you in a minute. Probably when we start fixing some lunch. All right, we have decided to call it. I got all the fish filleted, and I went to put them in the cooler, and I had one beer left in there, so I grabbed it and was going to down a couple of swallows. It was hot as anything. Anyway, I got to get the fish home on. I'll show you what I got out of it. It's I could have done better, but that I was filleting them on that tote lid I've got in there, and that thing is waffle shaped on top, so you can't get a knife. There's no flat surface on it. Anyway, I hacked them up the best I could. I don't know, got a couple of pounds of fish anyway. Maybe, I don't know, 2.5 pounds. Anyway, 6 nice fillets. Well, 5 nice fillets. One of them I butchered the crap out of it. But I'm going to get this home before it gets any hotter than what it is. Get everything tore down, packed up. Then I got to go, I don't know how many miles downriver. Anyway, to the first takeout. Then I got to see if my wife will come and get me. Hopefully she does. All right, guys, if you enjoyed it, hit the like button. Leave me a comment. That helps a lot. The more interaction I get, the more YouTube will promote my videos. Like I say, next time I need to bring a plate, maybe a cutting board. I have got to get a different sleeping pad. That thing kills old people. And other than that, I didn't bring a coffee cup. So that's a few things to remember. Anyway, appreciate you guys watching.